Holy buckets. This is a booster box. This is a sealed booster box of Evolving Skies. These boxes right now on TCG Player are selling for about $700, which is insane to me when you think about it. This set's only a few years old. It is probably out of print. We're probably not going to see any more reprints of Evolving Skies, but a set that's only a few years old. I remember on base set booster boxes after they were a few years old were selling for like $60. Crazy. Different times. Obviously, Fanny, listen, it's supply and demand. Supply and demand. This is an extremely collectible item. I get it. The best card that you can pull out of here is worth $700. Unless you grade it, then it's worth a little bit more. 11,000 copies of a PSA 10 Moonbreon right now, which is insane. It makes a little bit of sense, I guess, if you compare it to like base set booster boxes. Those sell for like $15,000 right now. You can find them for $15,000. And if you pull a holographic Charizard, you grade it, you'll probably get like 2/3 of your value back if it hits PSA 10. I think they sell for like $9,000-$10,000, somewhere around there. So it's really the sealed box. It makes no sense to open. Don't open this. This is a really bad idea. And we're gonna talk about why. Yes, you could pull on Umbreon VMAX. You could technically pull multiple alternate arts in here. We have opened up booster boxes of Evolving Skies before. One in particular where we opened up on camera 3 alternate arts, including one of them being the Umbreon VMAX. So it is possible that there could be something insanely cool in here. I'm not going to open it. I think that it would be silly. I just don't. It's not fun to open, and that's what we're going to talk about in this video. Should it be worth $700? I don't know. I mean, I get supply and demand. I guess it really just depends on how many people want this product. To me, I would probably not go out and pay $700 for an Evolving Skies booster box, but everybody is entitled to their own opinion, their own actions with their own money. I think that we're going to look at some math, and we're going to look at some statistics, and we're going to look at why it's not a good idea to open up really any Evolving Skies, even loose booster packs, even just a loose booster pack of Evolving Skies, which is going for about $10 right now. Let's break it down and get a feel for what you are actually expected to pull out of Evolving Skies. Evolving Skies is a ton of fun to open, and it was a lot more fun to open when it was selling for like $100 for a booster box. At the end of 2021, when we had all these reprints, Evolving Skies got like its 3rd print run. It was a lot of fun to open because you could buy them for anywhere between $90 and $100. We got just dumped all these reprints: Darkness Ablaze, Vivid Voltage, Chilling Rain, Fusion Strike, Evolving Skies. Like, there was a ton of reprints that kind of hit the market and really just made everything a whole lot cheaper. And then it made sense to open. But nowadays, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Even with the recent uptick that we've seen in a lot of prices involving these Evolving Skies alternate arts, we're going to break everything down. So this is our pull rate spreadsheet. What we did when Evolving Skies originally released is we opened up, 2,000 packs, somewhere like that, so that way we could pull cards for people who wanted to buy singles. We do that as a storefront with every single set release. We open up a bunch of packs, so that way we can stock our website with singles for people who want to just buy singles and not buy sealed products. So then we calculate the pull rates based off of all of the information that we collect, all the information that we gather, so we can give you an accurate understanding of what your Evolving Skies booster box is expected to have in it. So that way you can make the best decisions when it comes to spending your collection dollars. Now we have taken that one step further, and we have associated a market price, a selling price for basically every single ultra rare that you could possibly pull out of Evolving Skies. Now, unfortunately, Evolving Skies is out of print or is out of format, so there is nothing outside of ultra rares that has any sort of value to it as far as a monetary form goes. There is nothing that's going to be playable anymore. There is nothing that is going to be worth really more than $1. At one point in time, you didn't really have much with Evolving Skies. It wasn't the most competitive set, but you did have cards like Galarian Moltres, which might have had a little bit of value to it, or when Regigigas was kind of a thing, then the Regieleki in Evolving Skies had a little bit of value to it, but outside of that, there was never anything really great when it comes to competitive play in Evolving Skies. So because of that, really the only thing that's impacting these prices is the collector market, and that's pretty much it. So we've got basically a price point associated with every single pull, every single ultra rare, and then we have averages calculated at the bottom. So if you are a firm believer, much like myself, of pull rates based off of rarity, so that way we can get a good understanding of the average booster box, what you are expected to pull, so you can understand, hey, if I open up this Evolving Skies booster box, how much is that going to cost me in terms of fun cost? Because it's going to be very, very expensive. So we're going to go through this relatively quick. But there's nothing really great as far as regular arts go. You can see everything is bulk. At one point in time, Umbreon V did have a little bit of potential, especially leading up into the Worlds format, World Championships last season in August of 2023. Umbreon VMAX was like, hey, this might be good, but there's been so many different print runs of various Evolutions card. We had those Evolutions boxes that came out. I think they were a GameStop exclusive originally, but you got basically every single Evolution, different artwork, but same attacks, everything like that. And because of that, so much more hit the market. There was really never any potential for a lot of these cards to be good in competitive play, and there's so many out there. So because of that, I don't know if really any of these are ever going to go above bulk pricing, at least not for quite some time. But you've basically got $2 associated with every single card. None of these regular arts are selling for more than that. They're basically all bulk. If we look at the VMAXs, these actually start to vary a little bit. They go up and down, depending on what the flavor of the week is, really, it seems. But you've got Leafeon VMAX here at $4, Trevenant VMAX, basically a bulk VMAX. Flareon VMAX is up to $6. That's the most expensive right now of all the VMAXs, even more so than the Umbreon VMAX, which is a little bit, it's impressive. Gyarados VMAX currently selling for $3, Vaporeon's at $4, Glaceon down to bulk pricing at $2, Jolteon's at $4, Dracozolt's at $2, Espeon and Sylveon are both at $4, Lycanroc's at $2, Umbreon, the second most expensive one, only selling for $5, Garbodor is $2, Rayquaza is $4, and Duraludon is also $2. Then we move into the full arts, and you start getting a little bit more expensive here. Now, unfortunately, pull rates for Evolving Skies were terrible, especially if you compare them to today. You were only going to get about 7.9, I forget exactly, we'll see it in a second, but less than 8 pulls, less than 8 ultra rares per booster box of Evolving Skies. After this set, when they after this set and then Fusion Strike, when they introduced Brilliant Stars, then it felt like you were getting a lot more bang for your buck because they introduced that Trainer Gallery subset. And they've kind of continued on with that ever since. They had the Galarian Gallery with Crown Zenith, and then they introduced the Illustrator, or the Illustration Rares, the IRs, the Art Rares in Japan. Like, that just added a little bit more. So you would get 12, 13 hits per booster box as opposed to the 7 or 8 that you got with Evolving Skies. And Evolving Skies and Chilling Reign had so many ultra rares. You're talking about over 100 ultra rares for each set that it made it almost impossible to open packs. It was basically impossible to open up packs in order to complete a master set. As you can see, over 2,000 packs. We were missing 4 full art Pokemon cards, 4 of them, which is insane. Leafeon V currently selling for $9. Trevenant V is $2. I'm going to go through these really fast. Flareon V is at $10, lots of single digits. The Vaporeon V is up to $13, which isn't bad. Glaceon V is at $11. Jolteon V is at $11. Espeon V is at $10. The Sylveon V is at $10. $21 for the Umbreon V. Dragonite V has dropped a little bit. This was about a $13, $14 card the last time we looked at this data. Now it's currently selling for $9, and the Rayquaza V currently selling for $13. So a lot of evolutions that are in the double-digit value range. Everything else pretty much single digits, with the exception of the Rayquaza. If we go over to full art trainers, these not doing very well at all. Outside of the Aroma Lady, which continues to trend upwards a little bit, currently selling for $10. Everything else has either stayed flat at bulk pricing, like Copycat and Gordy being $2, or gone down. Raihan is currently at $5. Zinnia's Resolved has dropped quite a bit, currently selling for $4. Now here are some of the bigger ones. So we're looking at the alternate arts right here, which are starting to trend in the upward direction based off of available listings. It does not seem like a whole lot of people are trying to move off of their alternate arts, and we're going to talk about this a little bit more in depth as we go on in the next week or so. We're going to look at pull rates and things like that, and just how rare some of these cards are. But Leafeon V is up to $59, Glaceon V is up to $59, Espeon V is up to $70, Golurk still really cheap, $14 for Golurk. Poor Golurk. Sylveon V's at $57. Medicham is really cheap. That one's only $12. Then we've got this Umbreon V, where a lot of people seem to like the artwork a lot better than even the Umbreon VMAX. And there's been a lot of conversation back and forth. Some of it great conversation, some of it not so great conversation about why the Umbreon V did deserve to be more expensive. That's completely up to you to decide. $168 for that one. Dragonite V, $106 for that one. Rayquaza V starting to trend upward a little bit again. $81 $81. This one was down to early 70s or low 70s. Noivern V is at $28, and then the poor Duraludon V, currently the cheapest one at $11. If we look at the Rainbow Rares, some of these also starting to trend upward, like this Leafeon VMAX here is up to $20. Trevenant VMAX is cheap. Gyarados VMAX is at $25, but we didn't pull any of that one. Glaceon VMAX is at $20. We didn't pull any of that one either. Dracozolt VMAX is at $7. Sylveon VMAX at $26. You've got the Umbreon VMAX here, the second most expensive, which is at $30. The Rayquaza VMAX is actually the most expensive Rainbow Rare at $39. We didn't pull any of those either. That's a lot of cards that we didn't pull. That's 7 right there, which is absolutely insane. The Rainbow Rare trainers, nobody really liked them that much, so they're basically just selling for bulk pricing when it comes to Rainbow Rares. Copycat, Gordy, and Raihan are all selling for $4. Zinnia's Resolve and Aroma Lady are selling for $5. If we look at the Alternate Art VMAXs, so the secret rares in the set, a lot more expensive. We've got Leafeon VMAX selling for $188, trending in the upward direction. Glaceon VMAX selling for $152. That one also trending upward. All of these are basically trending upwards right now. Sylveon VMAX is at $146. Umbreon VMAX is really getting close to that $700 mark. This is the highest it has been since release, $690. And we talked about before how many copies of this are being graded in PSA 10, which is an astronomical level with over 11,000, or we're really close to 11,000. I forget exactly. It was over 10,700 when I looked a couple days ago. Continuing to climb. $690 for a raw copy. The PSA 10, a little bit more expensive than that. Rayquaza VMAX is past the $300 mark. That is currently selling for $305. It was well under $300 for quite some time, so now it's trending near its all-time high again. And Duraludon VMAX, just like the Duraludon V, just not doing it for a lot of people. Only $18 for that one. If we look at secret rare Pokemon, these ones haven't done well at all. Secret rare Pokemon in general just do not do well. They're cool-looking cards. They have really difficult pull rates, but the Frostlass, which we did not pull a single one of, $5. Inteleon is $6. Cresselia currently selling for $7. It's very interesting because not good pull rates on those. If we look at the secret rare item cards, look at this. I mean, we didn't pull a lightning energy. Like, we didn't pull 9 cards out of over 2,000 packs. Insane. Boost Shake currently selling for $3. Gold cards just not doing great, with the exception of a couple of the secret rare energy cards. Crystal Cave is only at $4. Full Face Guard is only at $3. Stormy Mountains is at $4. Toy Catcher and Turffield Stadium are $3 and $4 respectively. Lightning Energy is up a little bit. That one's at $11. Part of that is probably because of competitive play. Energy cards are going to be legal as long as they're in format. Lightning Energies are pretty much always going to be legal. So a secret rare option, especially with Iron Hands being played, $11 makes sense. Miraidon, okay, makes sense. Darkness Energy up a little bit because of Roaring Moon, $17 on that one. And then Metal Energy currently sitting at $12. So we're going to break all this down and what this all means. So we opened up 1,944 booster packs in order to collect this sample size, this data. That was 54 booster boxes of Evolving Skies, obviously way cheaper back at that time. Your average hits per booster box, you're looking at 7.85. So you might get 8. Usually you'll get 8, but sometimes you might get less. You might get 7, or you might be like me and you only get 4 in one of your boxes and your best hit is a Trevenant VMAX. Can you believe that? 4 hits in your best hit? Terrible. Worst box probably in the history of Evolving Skies booster boxes. Comment below if you've actually gotten a worse one. I don't believe you. It's not possible. Average hits per booster box, 7.85. You might get more. You might get 9. Maybe you got 10, but on average, 7.85. Your average regular arts per booster box, so all of those Umbreon V, all those evolutions, the Rayquaza, 3.24. So you might get 4, you might get 3. It's every single 11-ish packs you should get at least 1 regular art. But the problem is your value on those regular arts, very cheap, only bulk pricing on all this. So you're only looking at $2 per regular art V card that you pull. That means on average your booster box is only going to have about $6.48 worth of value when it comes to those regular arts. Your average VMAX, a little bit better. You're going to get 2.04 hits out of your booster box. So every 18-ish packs, you should get a VMAX, which is a little bit better than a lot of these other sets that we've had in the past. However, there are a lot of VMAXs in this set. There's a lot of them. All the evolutions, the Rayquaza, the Duraludon, there's a lot of them in there. So every 18 packs, the average value of these, again, really cheap. Remember, the most expensive one at the current time was that Flareon, which was like $6. The Umbreon was only $5. Your average price point on these is $3.33. That means on average, you're only looking about $6.78 worth of value when it comes to your Evolving Skies booster box. Your average full arts, unfortunately, less than one per booster box. So every 43 packs, you should pull one of those full art Pokemon. Now, I do believe that the alternate arts and full arts have similar pull rates when it comes to just the regular alternate arts, but I did separate them just because I think a lot of people don't necessarily believe that. I don't want to confuse anybody. But 43 packs is what it's going to take you to pull one of those full arts. Average value of those is $7.09. That means your average value when it comes to your booster box, you're going to pull about $5.91 worth of value when it comes to those full art Pokemon. Alternate arts, it's going to take you about 3 booster boxes to open up a single alternate art Pokemon. So $92.57 is your average value. Obviously, that is impacted a little bit by the new price point of the Umbreon V, and you could pull less. You could pull an alternate art, but it could be that Medicham, or it could be that Golurk, or it could be that Duraludon. $92.57 is the average, but you're really only going to hit that price point if you pull the Umbreon V, or if you pull the Dragonite, or if you pull the Rayquaza. Everything else quite a bit cheaper, but some of them trending in the upward direction. Your average value per booster box is $23.51. So a little bit, I mean, not great. Your average full art trainers, there's only a few in the set. Obviously, it takes you 4 boxes to open up one. 0.26 is your pull rate on that one, or every 139-ish packs. Your average value on full art trainers, really cheap, $4.60. Remember, it was just that Aroma Lady that was selling for about $10. Everything else, $4 or $5, even cheaper for Gordy, Copycat. Those are only bulk pricing. Your average value per box is going to be $1.19 when it comes to full art trainers. Your Rainbow Rares starting to go up a little bit, but you don't pull them a whole lot. It's 1 out of every 2 booster boxes will give you a Rainbow Rare. That's every 69.43 packs. Your average value on those, $13.56. Obviously, you could pull something like the Umbreon, or you could pull the Rayquaza, but you could pull the Gordy, or you could pull the Copycat, which would bring this value way down. Your average value, $13.56. That means on average, your booster box of Evolving Skies should have $7.03 worth of pulls when it comes to those Rainbow Rares. Secret Rare item cards takes you 114 packs to open one, a little bit worse than 3 boxes, $6.78. They're all relatively cheap outside of those Secret Rare energy cards, which are the only ones, remember, that were double-digit pricing when it came to the gold item cards. $2.13 is what you can expect to get out of your booster box of Evolving Skies when it comes to Secret Rare item cards. You're only looking at about 22 cents of value in your booster box when it comes to Secret Rare Pokemon. You might pull one, but it's very, very difficult. It's 1 out of every 972 packs. They're very difficult to pull because there's so few of them. There's only 3 of them in the set. So if you pool all the secret rares together as the same rarity, and we talk about rainbow rares, gold cards, and alternate art VMAXs, if they're all the same, the chances of pulling one of those 3 is very, very slim. That's why it's 972 packs. Your average value of them anyways is only $6, so you're only looking at getting 22 cents. Average secret rare alternate arts, those are the VMAX cards, obviously impacted quite a bit by the Umbreon, which is selling for almost $700, but it takes you quite 5 booster boxes in order to pull one. So about 1 per case is really what you're looking for. 177 packs in order to get an alternate art VMAX. And this was all data that was compiled during the first print run. So I know there is a lot of speculation that people have that pull rates get worse. I'm not a believer of that, but I'm not going to disagree with you because I have no idea what Pokemon does. 177 packs it takes you to open up an alternate art VMAX. Your average value on those is about $250 at $249.83. That means your booster box on average should have about $50.89 worth of value when it comes to those alternate art VMAXs. However, remember, it's very difficult to pull that. 1 out of every 5 boxes, so that's why it's an average. Chances are this box is not going to contain an alternate art VMAX, which is really, really impacting the data when it comes to the expected value. So this is really best case scenario. You're looking at $104.15 is the amount of value that you are expected to pull out of an Evolving Skies booster box. So this booster box, on average, would have $104.15 worth of value in it. Unfortunately, it probably does not, because it probably does not have one of those alternate art secret rares or one of those alternate art VMAXs, which obviously makes up $50 of that value. So really $54-ish dollars. The booster box right now is currently selling for $676.71. That means your fun cost just going into opening up this. If you want to open up this box, you are expected to lose right out of the gates $572.56. That's an insane amount that you are expected to lose. That's your fun cost. Remember, going to the movies, going mini golfing, whatever. There's costs associated with all of it. So you want to have X amount of dollars worth of fun to get your value back, to get value back that you put into it. I think you'll have fun opening up Evolving Skies. I don't know if you'll have as much fun knowing that you're going to lose $572 as you might have opening up a box of Temporal Forces, where your expected fun cost is only like $18 or somewhere like that. So very, very difficult to get any value back out of your Evolving Skies. Not really fun to open. Your average pack value is looking at about $2.89. So if you open up a booster pack of Evolving Skies, your average value on return is about $2.89, which is not good, considering the fact that they're basically selling for about $10 a piece. Here's the market, the current graph for Evolving Skies, obviously trending way up over the past few months. It's gone absolutely nuts since the beginning of January in 2024. It has shot up from basically a $400 box. It's gone up to $676, which is insane. It's insane. It's a great set. Very, very cool. Lots of amazing artwork in here. But is it worth that? I don't think so. Like, it's not really worth it to open up. And if you want to collect the boxes, if you're a seal collector, go nuts. If you think it's a great investment, that you do you. Like, I have nothing against any of that whatsoever. Just be careful. Know the odds. Know what you're spending. Know what you're getting into. If you do pack breaks or something like that when it comes to Evolving Skies, if you're not paying $2.89 per pack for those pack breaks, which you're probably not even close to that, you are expected to lose. Yeah, you could pull the Umbreon, but that is very, very difficult. Like a 0.1% chance or something ridiculous. It's really, really tough. So I hope you enjoyed the data. If you did, please hit that subscribe button down below, or consider hitting it. Leave a like, leave a comment. Those go really far for the algorithm. I say that literally all the time, and I sound like a broken record, but it really does help a lot. It spreads the channel, share the data. Obviously, the main goal is to make sure that you don't lose a ton of money and you enjoy the hobby as much as possible. And with all the money talk all the time when it comes to Pokemon, it can be very difficult to kind of separate that from enjoyment. So the last thing we want is for anybody to overspend and then get burned out and then dislike the hobby and make bad decisions. So this is just for information. I hope you enjoy it. We'll be back tomorrow with a short or something. Until next time, guys. Love you. Peace.